European immigrants to the UK have paid more in taxes than they received in benefits, according to a study by University College London. It suggests migrants from the 10 countries which joined the EU 10 years ago contributed nearly £5 billion more in taxes than they received in benefits or from using public services. David Cameron has pledged to reduce EU immigration despite criticism from Brussels. Here's our economics editor, Robert Peston.
The changing face of Britain, a Polish supermarket for Polish workers. So what does a new study show about whether migrants from Poland and other new EU countries pay more in taxes than the benefits and public services they receive? Their so-called fiscal impact.
For all immigrant groups, we find that those who arrived after 2000 have made a substantial net fiscal contribution to the UK fiscal system. That is true for immigrants from the new accession countries as much as for immigrants from the old European countries.
The impact on tax and spending of immigration, according to the study, is that migrants from the likes of Poland and the Czech Republic paid £5 billion more to the state than they took out between 2000 and 2011. But all first-generation migrants to the UK from 1995 to 2011 took out £114 billion more than they put in. The reason the European Union migrants tend to pay their way in Britain is because they're younger and in work. So is Essex man and woman now persuaded that immigrants are making a positive contribution?
No, never in a million years.
They don't.
No, they don't.
I already feel quite positive about migration. I work for the NHS. The NHS couldn't exist without migration.
No, actually I feel strongly against immigration. I say it should be controlled much more than it is at the moment.
Debate over the costs and benefits of immigration is not remotely new. When Jews like my family settled in this part of London's East End, there was great controversy about whether or not they'd be good or bad for Britain. Today, nobody doubts the cultural and economic contribution of those immigrants.
Neater handwriting. Boom goes the dynamite.
Immigration as positive or negative for businesses like this fast-growing tech company. How important is it for you to be able to recruit from the rest of the European Union?
It's incredibly useful to be able to recruit from as wide a talent pool as possible, and it's not enough for us to be able to recruit in the UK because unfortunately there's a chronic skills shortage. There's a talent crunch that's affecting many of the companies here in East London and across the UK, and in order to be able to fill that deficit we need to look elsewhere.
But what's good for business isn't necessarily good for all of us.
If we don't get immigration down, our population will increase by 12 million in the next 20 years. That's twice the population of Scotland. That has huge implications, not just for our infrastructure, but also for our environment, also for our society.
Commerce and money, the direct impact on our prosperity, is part of the immigration debate. And maybe some of that's been settled today. But there are much wider questions too about the kind of Britain we want to live in. Robert Peston, BBC News.